So weather storms in Texas tomorrow, but tonight, potential political storms. The most expensive U.S. Senate race ever, anywhere, is the high-stakes Texas Senate primary. And the latest polls could indicate some surprises. Polls show that scandal-ridden State Attorney General Ken Paxton has a narrow lead over incumbent Senator John Cornyn. The two are in a bitter battle. It's included personal attacks, and no candidate is close to getting to 50%. So that triggers an almost certain runoff. On the Democratic side, there's Dallas area Congresswoman and civil rights attorney Jasmine Crockett. She is 12 points ahead of state lawmaker James Talarico. But this poll does not include any of the attention that Talarico got after he went on the Colbert show here on CBS that got reportedly pulled from CBS and ended up on YouTube. Democrats see an opening to flip the Senate seat for the first time in decades. We already know Democratic early voting turnout is surging in Texas, and Jeff Zeleny takes a closer look.
They're calling out his name all across Texas. A rising star making some Democrats dream big.
Let's go win this thing.
James Talarico is turning heads as Democrats look for signs of hope in the midterm elections and beyond.
You weren't born the last time that Texas elected a Democrat to the U.S. Senate.
That's right.
Why is this year different, do you believe?
Well, there is a growing backlash in this state to the extremism and the corruption in our government. I can't tell you how many people come up to me at the end of these events and whisper, "I'm not a Democrat," like it's some kind of secret.
That fact alone speaks to the challenge or opportunity in a deep red state where the last Democratic senator was Lloyd Bentsen, reelected in 1988, a year before Talarico was born.
There is something happening in this state, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people on election night in November.
But long before a potential November surprise, he faces a spirited primary Tuesday with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
People can take a chance on somebody that says that they will fight, or they can go with a proven fighter.
That's emerged as a study in contrasts and a stark choice for Democrats, whether to fire up the base or try to expand it.
Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whether you're a progressive or a conservative, the real fight in this country is not left versus right. It's top versus bottom.
That message has put Talarico, a 36-year-old state representative, on the political map. After appearing with Joe Rogan last year,
you need to run for president. Yeah. We need someone who's actually a good person.
Talarico has been everywhere, including a star turn on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, who said the FCC sought to block the broadcast in a segment that became political gold.
I think it's safe to say their plan backfired.
The grandson of a pastor and a seminary student himself, he talks more about faith than most Democrats, and tackling tough problems with love.
Love is not weak. Love sometimes requires that we stand between the bullies and the bullied.
As you well know, some Democrats aren't in the mood to love right now.
Well, I think it's because we treat love as some kind of soft, sentimental feeling, when in fact, love is a ferocious force. You think about the love of a mama bear protecting her cub. That's the kind of love that we need in this moment.
He's tapped into the frustration of seasoned voters like Elaine and Ed Barnes.
We used to vote Republican, and 2016, it changed us.
We're not left, we're not right. We just want to be reasonable, somewhere in the sensible center. And maybe this is going in that direction.
And younger ones like Oliver Dixon.
It shouldn't be left versus right, and I think Talarico's spot on that when he talks about that.
Talarico's views are proudly progressive, strongly denouncing Trump's immigration crackdown and most administration policies. Yet his touch is softer.
Do you think voters are looking for a healer more than a fighter?
I don't know if those two things are mutually exclusive. I think the best way to fight is to unite, and I know how to do both of those things.
Electability has become a key issue in the final days of this campaign. At events like this one, Talarico argues he's the stronger general election candidate. Of course, that's a moot point if he doesn't win on Tuesday.